I'm nervous. Like, I've never done this before. Just cheers to us finally starting this podcast. Well, me finally starting this podcast. Right. What's going on, guys? So, how y'all doing? This is my first little intro for my new podcast. So I guess I'm gonna start by just introducing myself. For those who don't know me, I'm Penny, also known as Penny Styles. I am a celebrity hairstylist and loctician out here in Atlanta. I'm originally from Toronto. Yes, Canada, baby. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna call this just yet, but it's gonna be good content regardless. So let's just focus on that, okay? So I first just wanted to come on and introduce myself. I am obviously the host of this podcast, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna have a guest with me on my first introduction, but I'm like, let me just do this so that it's more personal and to kind of give you guys an idea of what the intentions are for this podcast. If you know me, then you know that I can talk and talk and talk and talk. Especially if I feel very passionate about a subject. And I feel very passionate about a lot of things. And that might just be the Scorpio in me, but that might also be like the conspiracy theorist and just very well educated lady in me, if I do say so myself. And a lot of y'all say that too. So just throwing that in there. I have been talking about doing this podcast for a while now, and if you've been rocking with me for a long time, then you know that I low-key had a little podcast, little discussion video type thing before podcasts were even big. So yeah, so basically the intentions for this podcast are to really just kind of address certain issues that, you know, we, one, have in our community, and two, just have in general, like in this world, from health to, you know, the future to the things that we consume, again, our community, relationships, understanding love, our story, the universe, bro, anything that is of importance, I want to talk about it. And I don't just want to talk about it, I also want to kind of try to provide solutions as best as possible. So like when we do talk about relationships or just things that we may lack in our community, I also want to talk about ways to improve that, like things that we can do to change that and to just better ourselves and us as a whole, okay? Because we gotta get it together, me included, okay? If you have been following me, then you know that I do message Mondays. I feel like those are very informative, but they're also very short and sweet. Obviously that is very intentional because a lot of people kind of have a short attention span due to the media. I feel like social media really just shortened everyone's attention span. That's why I keep them so short. But I can always expand on all of the topics that I speak on, and so that's why I wanted to start this little podcast. So welcome to Penny's Pod. I think that's the name I'm gonna go with. You guys hear some noise in the background. My roommate is cooking. My lovely roommate Audrey is making us some dinner. I'm very grateful. She also made me this lovely little drink. She keeps moving this little elf. It's 3 of us in this house, but I feel like she's like the only one who be moving it. I think I'm gonna start moving it with her. But yeah, I don't know, should I just drop a little gem real fast? I don't know. Let's see. I literally have hella topics on my phone. Ooh, all of these are just so good. Like, I really want to share it for like okay, all of these are so good. I really want to save them for when I have other people on the podcast so we can kind of like talk about it and whatever. Okay, I found one. I want karma to end with me. I want the generational curses to end with me. So I'm going to work on bettering myself and just really unlearning certain behaviors and patterns that have just been passed down through generations and generations. And it's not to put the blame on my parents or grandparents or anyone even before me. It's really the way the world is. It's so much that we need to unlearn because we were just taught so much BS, honestly. So I'm gonna better myself, and I've been working on that for quite some time now. I feel like I've grown so much over the years, and I appreciate that, and that's what matters, that I appreciate that and that I see that. I don't need to convince anybody else about that, but you know, if you've known me for years, I hope you have seen the growth. But again, it does matter because I know myself that I have grown. So yeah, if you've grown in the last few years, go ahead, pat yourself on the back real fast because you did that shit. We're doing it, okay? I am gonna say this too because we're coming into this new year. I'm usually not the type to set, what are they called, New Year's resolutions. I've never really been that type because I just feel like that it don't really work for me. I don't know, but recently I have started using my birthday as my new year. So that's when I'll set like my resolutions and goals for the year, because realistically, what does January 1st have to do with anything? It's literally the middle of winter, so I don't know how that's a new year, but hey. Also, that's not my new year. My new year will be my birthday, and that's just how I see it. I don't know, y'all should try it. That might help you achieve more goals and actually really commit to your resolutions, because it actually has helped me. Okay, so in this new year, I feel like we should all stop wasting time and energy, period. Wasting time on people, wasting time at certain places, with certain jobs, businesses, etc. If it's not for you, then it is not for you. You can't force it to be for you. And ultimately, if it doesn't bring you happiness, joy, comfort, or if there's just no longevity to it, then you don't need to be there. Like, stop wasting your time and energy on that person, at that place, whether it's a friend, a little situationship, or the club, or being around certain people, or just environments, etc. Stop wasting your time. If it's not benefiting you, realistically, sometimes you just gotta be selfish. If it's not benefiting you, cut that shit out. And I'm gonna leave that at that, okay? We're gonna keep this one short and sweet because, again, this is really just supposed to be a little intro. And yeah, I'm excited for this little pod. What about y'all? Make sure y'all subscribe. More videos are coming. I'm gonna start having guests on the pod and everything. All right, love y'all.